What it do, y'all? This is Chris Evans, and this is Talking Data and More. And yes, as you can tell, it is still long hair, don't care, and it's going strong. And yes, as you can also tell, I do have a sunburn, and as my kids are starting to call me Mr. Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you all for taking the time and checking out Talking Data and More. Today, I wanted to discuss and share with you all a powerful acronym that every executive, C-level, thought leader, change agent, or creator should know today. And that is VMOSA. And what is VMOSA, you ask? Well, VMOSA is not that $25 latte that you're buying at your local barista.
No, venti is 20.
Danny.
Yeah. Large is large. In fact, tall is large, and grande is Spanish for large. Venti's the only one that doesn't mean large. It's also the only one that's Italian. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
No, what VMOSA is a powerful acronym that allows you as a thought leader or as an executive to enact change. Very important now, to enact that change that your business or the company you're working with or you own needs, right? But let's take a step back. If you're an employee, you're probably like, well, okay, Chris, great. You're going to put a video for thought leaders and executives. Why do I need to watch this? Well, you want to watch this video because even as an employee, you should already know your CIO's VMOSA or your CEO's VMOSA, right? Your thought leader's VMOSA. It's very important. If they're not sharing that with you, I challenge you to ask them, because the best leaders are willing to share their VMOSA. Why? Because you're a part of that VMOSA, right? You're an integral part of the VMOSA. But let me now break down what the VMOSA is and why is it important and how is it used to enact change. Well, VMOSA is 5 key terms. And the first one is a simple one, is the vision. What is the vision? And most executives, most thought leaders, most change agents, that's a no-brainer for them. They already have the vision, right? Whether that vision may be to, travel to Mars if you're SpaceX, right? You have the vision that you want to share with your team and your employees and your staff, right? Very important to understand what is the vision that you're trying to strive, right? And it's not a vision. A vision is something you don't want to accomplish overnight. It's what's that bigger picture, right? What's that journey that everybody's trying to get to? Now that you have that vision, and most companies and most thought leaders and most executives are always sharing the vision, within the VMOSA, the second piece to it is the mission, right? So what's the mission statement, right? And what do I mean by that? The mission is the what and why. So though you have your vision, you have that dream, what is the what and why to get us to that vision, right? That's your mission. And that you utilize, again, documenting that mission statement. Again, most great leaders and thought leaders and executives and those change agents are sharing their mission. They're sharing their vision, right? Those are the simple ones, right? So those are the 2 no-brainers that you probably are already well aware of in the VMOSA, right? But the next is, in the term VMOSA, is the third one is the objectives, right? The objectives is how much, right? And by when. Because you've defined that vision, whether that's traveling to Mars, right? Becoming, the next largest, manufacturing company. Again, that doesn't happen overnight. So within your VMOSA, you need to define some smaller objectives that are going to ultimately get you to your mission and to your vision, right? What are the baby steps that you need to get there, right? So your objectives, you're going to start defining those smaller wins, and you're going to put some key dates around it. That's the key critical part, right? Is now that you have your vision, you have your mission, you have those objectives on what are the steps that are going to take you to meet that vision and meet that mission, right? Now, the fourth one is very key. This is important, is strategy, right? You need a strategy to accomplish those objectives, to win on your mission, and ultimately win on the overall vision that you have, right? And the strategy is the how. How do you do this? Are you going to do it alone? Are you going to use partners? How are you going to integrate your team to accomplish the goals that you have set within your vision, right? So the strategy is really where you're going to document the how, right? Very important. And the last fifth one, and this is a key one, and this is why I'm saying if you're an employee, well, why should you care about the VMOSA? This is the part where you're integrated in the VMOSA. Action items. What are the action items? So the action items are the who. Who's going to own and who's going to do what so that you're able to accomplish the objectives. You're able to accomplish on and creating that mission and that vision. This is the key one, right? Your action items. Think about it. You're on set, cameras on you. Action, right? It's your time to shine as an employee, as a group. How do you fit into the overall picture? And I wanted to share this key acronym because it is so important now as we see companies become more data-driven, right? They're trying to enact that change, right? And if you're a thought leader, if you're an executive and you don't have a VMOSA, I want you to take a step back and stop and define that and share it, right? And for the ones that watch my prior videos, you're like, well, Chris, what's the difference between VMOSA and the road? Well, road is more project specific, initiative specific. Your VMOSA is your overall higher level of what's the bigger picture? What are you striving for as a company, right? And that's why I said this is something really your executives, your C-levels are driving to, right? But though they're driving to the VMOSA, you are also, as an employee, are in that passenger seat, right? You're providing those directions to get them to point A, to get them to point B, so that they can accomplish that vision that they're trying to do, whether that's 5 or 10 years, right? So it's so critical and important to know the VMOSA, and if you're an employee, challenge your leaders today. Ask them, what are your VMOSAs? And as I mentioned, whether you like them or not, the Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musk, you constantly hear them sharing their VMOSA, sharing what their vision is, sharing their mission statement. What are the objectives that they are trying to accomplish this year, this quarter, right? And though you're not getting into the weeds of maybe the strategy, they're giving you a high level of their strategy as they talk, right? And the action items you see today, they talk about who in the organizations that's going to help them solve and get them to accomplish their mission, right? So again, a very key acronym that I ask for every thought leader, every executive to define and share. And as an employee, challenge your leaders to share that VMOSA. And if you do that, if you define that, if you challenge and you understand your leader's VMOSA, your company is really going to drive to success. You're going to really meet your vision. Well, hopefully, this is providing some insights and shared on what the term VMOSA is and why is it so important now as we are all trying to enact change. Well, thank you all for taking the time and checking out Talking Data and More. This is Chris Evans, and hope to see you on the next video. Take care.